Hello, today I've come out to the Aldershot Military Training area for a bit of a change, and so a fitting place to start is the Duke of Wellington statue. So one little known fact about the statue was that the bronze it was made from is actually smelted from cannon that were captured from the French at Waterloo in 1815. I think that's pretty cool. And this whole area has a really long link with defence. If you look at the hill behind me, this is Caesar's Camp, and it's an old Bronze Age fort which was constructed about 2,400 years ago, and it was maintained throughout the Iron Age and used as a fort right up until the Dark Ages. And more recently than that, it's been used by the Paras as a training ground, and up to this day it's still an active training area for the British Army. And you can see why, because obviously these hills do give you a little bit of a cardio workout, and the views from the top of this thing are absolutely stunning. And that's one of the reasons I'm out here today, is while I love the forest that I usually walk, because it's very flat and because it is wooded, then you can't really see very far. And I was just really hankering for a bit of a view. And looking at this, I think this was definitely worth the climb. And this hill will have a special place in the heart of many ex-Paras, because this used to be their old stomping ground, and they would have been beasted around these hills no end back in the days before they moved out. And that's why we have these memorial benches here, just to celebrate their time when they were at Aldershot. And you know, this hill has a special place in my heart too, because it makes me remember my friend Jeff, who unfortunately is no longer with us. Now, Jeff was an old soldier, and when I joined the Army Cadet Force as an instructor, he took me out onto the training areas here to teach me about contour lines, because it was the best place to kind of visualise them and see what was actually happening on the map and actually see it on the ground. And whenever I think about Jeff, I always smile, because some of my happiest memories in the ACF are with Jeff. You know, we had such a good time together. One time I remember clear as day, we actually convinced the kids that they were going swimming in the Army Cadet Force hut, which of course there wasn't a pool there. But we said because there wasn't a lifeguard, they had to prove to us they could swim before they were allowed in. And we had them down on their bellies doing breaststroke in the drill hole. And it was just the funniest thing ever. But we did buy them pizza afterwards to kind of make up for them, and they did see the funny side. So it's a special place for me too. And Jeff, wherever you are, mate, still thinking of you. And there's something about just sitting on a hill on a nice comfy bench like this one, having just had a hot meal, a nice freshly made cup of coffee. I did cook this on the floor, by the way. I didn't actually cook on this bench. I've got too much respect for that. Looking at this beautiful view, fine sunny day, and best of all, it's a 3-day weekend. It's a bank holiday, so I've still got 2 more days holiday. So sometimes it's just perfect, isn't it? It's all you need. I was going to do a different trip today. I was actually going to do a longer 2-day trip along the Hangers Way, but I've got a bit of an eye infection, so I can't be too long away from the house, because I've got to keep giving myself eye drops, and I've got to keep the eye drops in the fridge, unfortunately, because they're antibiotic. So I've got to keep them fresh, sort of thing. But I'm actually glad I didn't go, because this is perfect. This is just one of those moments where you're just like kind of really glad you came out. Lovely day.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go beyond all. A bigger scale the world inhales as we go.
The whole area that we've been exploring today is part of the Aldershot Military Training area, and it's about 2,700 hectares. So it's a massive training area, and it's just one of many in the area. And being a local, this is definitely one of the best things about living where I live, because we've got access to all of this on a managed access basis. And as long as we stick within the rules, we're free to wander and do as we please. And the rules are pretty sensible. It's things like don't light a fire, and that's why you won't see me on my videos lighting fires, because it's just not allowed, in the area I come to most of the time. Now, it's so beautiful here that even Hollywood has recognised it, and we've had many films filmed here. For example, we've had The Avengers, Age of Ultron, we've had James Bond, Die Another Day, and we've also had Savannah, Pikachu, and quite a few other movies. So it's a fantastic location. You've just got to make the most of it and get out there. Right, so I've come up Beacon Hill because I thought I'd get a view of the sunset, but all I can see is trees, and I'm absolutely exhausted. Being gravitationally challenged as I am, the hills just really get to me, and where I walk it's flat. So I'm struggling now, and time is getting ahead of me. It's getting dark. I had to put the main camera away because I've really got to get a wiggle on, because I think I'm going to be finishing this in the dark by the looks of things. So just going to get going and get back as quick as I can. So I've just spent far too much time enjoying myself today. I've lost track of time and the sun is setting behind me. I'm in a part of a training area I've never been to before. I am off the trail, just trying to get a shortcut back onto the trail. And I might be doing mix one night challenge without planning to. I am prepared for it just in case, but I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. Let's get onto the paths and try and find my way home. And it's important to remember at times like this that I'm not lost. I know exactly where I am. I'm here. I just don't know where Aldershot is. So technically, Aldershot lost. That's the way I'm looking at it anyway. Right, so I figured out where I am. I've got about 6k to go. It's mostly downhill from here, so I should start to make up the time now. So I'm not too concerned. And it's got to be said, although I'm out later than planned, it's beautiful out here. Sun's setting lovely. It's not really captured very well on this camera. The birds are singing. That sun is lovely. And it's very peaceful. So I'm just going to put one foot in front of the other until I get to where I need to be. And of course, these sort of things happen. And this is why you always go prepared. So in my bag, obviously, I've got a torch, I've got a shelter. All the things, if I needed to do an overnight, I can do. Obviously, I'm going to try and avoid that at all costs if I can. But for now, I'm just going to plough on, get these kilometres done, and head back into Aldershot. Okay, so the path I was meant to head down is completely blocked. There's a tree come down, and there's just no way around it. It's really high banks and sort of overgrown either side. So I've gone off piste, and I'm trying to follow it parallel as much as I can and box around the obstruction. But this is proving to be a bit of an interesting challenge. Okay, so I've made it to a road. I know where I am, but I can't get back into Bourley Road, so I've got to walk along the road, which isn't ideal because there's no footpath here. So I've put a light on my head just so I can be seen. It's not that dark, I can see, but I want other cars to see me. And I've put a light in my rucksack as well, just to give myself a chance of getting seen. And it's 5.25 kilometres along this road to get back into Aldershot, unless I can get off back into the training area first. Okay, so usual precautions, other than not wearing a high vis, because I'm a bit of a plonker. I'm facing the oncoming traffic, and that way I can see if it comes along, and I've got time to get off. So I've just done off the road, and nothing should be coming directly behind me. It should be on the other lane. So that's the plan. Also, what I'm doing as well is just keep a note of where the obstructions are, and then if there's anything coming that's going to stop me from getting off the road, I'll just kind of time it with the vehicle, so I'll hang back if I need to, or go a bit faster if I need to, just to make sure I can get off the road. Did not plan this particularly well, this route today. I was just out enjoying myself, but these things happen. and that's why you have all your other planning in place. So if it goes wrong on the day, you've got a backup there, and it's not going to go too wrong. I'm probably just a black blob now, but this is the longest road in the history of roads, this one. Just feels like I've been walking for ages. And it's very, very dark now, as you can tell. There's a little bit of colour in the sky. And although this hasn't gone exactly to plan, I've really enjoyed today. It's been nice. And I didn't realise just how big this training area is. I mean, you can see it on the map, but when you get on the ground and get to get a feel for it, it's massive. You know you're alright when you can see street lights. So I've just passed the Tesco. I'm definitely on the right track. Heading back into Aldershot now. Follow the main road. Actually on the path now, which is good to feel a bit safer. And that brings the conclusion to a very, very enjoyable day. So thanks for watching. Apologies you can't see my face at the end, but hopefully I'll see you next time.